morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We are getting these bad boys fired up. This is round 4, day 2. We have a warm-up, qualifying, heat 1. The goal is qualify top 5, finish top 5 for today. We just want to put ourselves in a good position for the finals. That's it. Stay clean, no accident, no wrecks, no mental errors. We watched the video yesterday. Mikey did a little slight mental error. Just dipped the tire, snap loose, spun it around. Here we've noticed that if you do dip a tire and you can have a pretty decent gap, the moment you dip a tire in the grass, that gap is gone. So you gotta be on point, on perfect. These guys will be ready to go. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. I guess I got tongue tied. Let's get this day going. And look at this beautiful weather we have. Nice 7-degree weather until 9 o'clock. Then it'll be in the 90s. Yeah, I love Texas. Here we have Kelvin's first practice of the day, and I send them out right behind the lead pack to see how they actually run in the pack and with other people instead of running in the back with ourselves. Very happy and surprised Kelvin was able to catch up to that backpack pretty quickly, hang in there, and then make a couple moves when they were open. His driving had improved tremendously throughout the weekend, and leading up to this event, he took a lot of time out of his schedule to go practice on his driving, to get smoother on his driving, to learn how to turn in later, how to use more of the rubber. Definitely really worked on it, really worked hard on it. And it's about seat time, guys. You think about, how do I get quick? How do I get fast? Buy this clutch, buy this seat, buy this bearings, buy this axle. No, get your butt in the seat. All right, get in the seat. Then I always say the last half a second are the little details: cart setup, clutch engagement, you know, all the little things that really matter towards the end. But if you're not within that little half a second to a couple tenths, it really doesn't matter. And if you're up there, the other last thing that you need to win is the racecraft portion of it. So get out there, practice, race as much as you can, get tons and tons of seat time, and then worry about, you know, you want to worry about the small things, but then you start worrying about the little things. All right, do I get this? Do I get that? Do I try this? Do I try that? All right, but first, get the basics down. You need a good foundation, just like doing anything else. When you build a house, if the foundation is crap, the house is going to fall down. If the foundation is good, the house is going to last you a long time. So, same concept when it comes to karting. Just get the foundation down. He does a great job here in this morning practice, chilling with the group. And you can see there, he just gets really good runs from here and there. And up with the P3 time. First practice really doesn't matter. Practice in general times don't matter much in this track. It's about getting a good toe around the track for sure. All right, here we have Mikey for the first practice, and you're gonna see any slight little mistake at this track, any little bobble, you really lose the gap. And that's just really when it comes to 206 racing in general. You gotta stay really, you know, on point with it all. A little bobble can mess you up. Bryce gets around him, but then Bryce lets him back by. They had a plan of action. They wanted to work together. Mikey wanted to be in front and Bryce right behind him. So a good teamwork there. Learning about the track and trying to get the setup down. The only section that Mikey was having issues on was turn 5. Turn 5, you just turn it in too early and pinch it off, and then try to keep the cart way too tight. Other than turn 5 and keeping it on the black stuff, which is where you're supposed to drive on, that's really the only issue he had. I don't know why this kid would keep dumping a tire into the grass. He did not know where track limits were sometimes, and holy crap, it would bite him. He would make a really good run and then just dump a tire and then lose all that momentum and have to make it back again. But I'm definitely glad he learned a little bit about it. I was cracking up, dying laughing. He told me he came off track. I was like, somebody hit me coming into a corner. And GoPro video saw that he just dumped that left side tire into the grass and looped it. So being on point was the main thing. But for first practice, it's always like a throwaway practice. Track's really green. Track's not up to temp. It's not rubbered in. Lap times are not representative of their actual speed. It's more about getting the line down, staying smooth, staying clean, getting into a good rhythm. But still, even though he lost his massive draft with Bryce pushing him, he was still able to pull off a P4 time, which is pretty good for morning practice. But like I said, lap times don't really matter this morning. All right, guys. Kelvin being Kelvin. What? Man, P3 that session. That was a good run. Mikey, P4. Half a tenth between them, and then I think the top, I don't know, top 8 were within like 2/10. So stupid tight racing. Can't wait. We got one more practice in qualifying. Adjustments to the cart, none needed. Well, we will adjust once we put the new tires on. Hopefully the carts don't go to shit. That's our main goal. We put new tires on, we hopefully pick up speed, not go back. Did a little maintenance on the clutch. Made sure all the measurements I had for a chassis were good, and call it good. All left to do is hope and pray these guys don't screw it up. I hope everybody's praying, because I know I am. Dude, you're the driver, don't tell me that. On to practice 2. Kelvin goes back out there. Bryce got a really good warm-up lap in. He was struggling with that first warm-up lap, so we made him go out front. I just said haul ass, get a good warm-up lap in. You don't have to warm up the tires or scrub the tires or do anything stupid like that. If you go balls to a wall that first session, then yeah, they warm up. Ethan there just made a slight little mistake and decided to cut some grass in the process. And gave Kelvin a good line up to Bryce. But yeah, draft dependent track, huge 7th, 8th, 10th all day long. But definitely he did a much better job on just getting out there and going. His line through 5 looked really good. All his lines look really good, to be honest. Here, the Burrell guys out in the south for Texas, they run the karts extremely differently than anywhere else that I'm used to be honest. They run extremely wide front and rear ends, almost like a little 2-stroke glove there, but I don't know why they do it. And I keep telling them I don't know why, but it works for some of them, so they keep rolling with it. For sure, they're all pretty quick. Here you can see how much the draft is. It'll just suck you right back into it. Other than that, he had like a slight little bobble. Here, if I was Kelvin, I would just kept pushing him, just because doing this move killed this lap and then killed the momentum for the next lap. So and the TSRS, for some reason, if someone makes a slight little bobble, they go for the move automatically instead of just sticking behind their teammate and pushing. So there's a lot of battling left and right. As you can see here, our lap time suffered. We went down to P7 on our quick lap. So overall, good job from him. Just about half a second off the pace. For practice 2, Mikey's up there right behind Kelvin. They're just working with the pack and trying to get up through the pack to see how their pace really is. Sally had an issue this practice. I don't know what happened. I think something with their clutch. But these two were really moving, doing a good job. They were both working on their lines still. But this was more of a representative of what the pace could have been or what the pace actually is, due to the fact that the rubber had started to come in. Heat in the track was coming in. There was a good session already down by everybody. And then from there on out, they're just trying to move forward, work together, and try to get down some good lap times for sure. And they did pretty good job there. Kelvin really didn't fix that turn 3 until the very end of the weekend, but once he did, he was flying. Here, the big ones were turn 3 and I believe turn 10, just because they led to the very top part of the straightaway. As you can see there, Mikey was turning in a little too early for that turn 5. The whole point of that, I don't know what he's doing, to be honest, that point of that. You really want to do a later apex turn into 5 so you can be set up for 6. If not, you are going to have an issue. You see there, Kelvin has a bobble, but Mikey sticks right behind him, because here the draft is so big. I mean, it's crazy how big the draft is and how much you have to gear for the draft. It's almost like a Jacksonville. You could be faster with a couple teeth more, but when race pace comes around, you better drop a few because you ain't going to make it. Kelvin does a little bobble there, and Mikey just keeps picking up the pieces at the beginning. Once Kelvin settles down and drives a little better, or settles down really, he drives much better. But when he overthinks it, he overdrives it and makes a ton of mistakes. And also, his hands are way too quick still. So you see the cart hop around like that. It's Kelvin just inducing it with his turn in. And then he's fighting the steering wheel to keep it straight. It's really good, I'm guessing. With the tracks green, we're a lot quicker with him like that. But the difference is when the track rubbers up, he bogs the motor down a lot. Now watch if you see Mikey's hands. Okay, that's a bad example of what it was. He was caught out to dry there. When it came into a braking zone, they just caught him out. He just misjudged it completely. But if you see Mikey's hands in this video, you see minimal wheel movement, decisive movements. Really was not doing anything crazy. Wasn't upsetting the cart in the turn. It was basically just giving the wheel input. The cart would just go. If you just slow your hands down, it's all about being smooth in 206. The smoother you are, the quicker you are. The less turning input, the better the cart works. You see there, he'll take a good line and just catch right up to Ethan right in front of him. Was doing a really good job. And then right here, you're going to see the difference on just Ethan might have had a tooth less than us because he would just pull away in the high speed section. But they all did a good job. Even Ethan was doing a really good job too. He pulled out some quick lap times. Mikey was just killing it. He just progressively got better as the weekend went. But you see there, we were just geared a little bit with more bottom end than everybody else. That little slight mistake from Bryce and then Kelvin making the move hung Bryce out to dry. But thank God it was just practice. They didn't really hang him out to dry during race conditions. Qualifying was a different story, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Overall, really good run. Very happy with the results. He did an amazing job. Learned the track. Right here, he was able to just turn 3 was his bread and butter. He would just get through 3 so quick that if he did lose any space messing up into turn 1, he would make it all up. Now, but then turn 5, he'd just pinch it off and just once you get turn 5 down wrong, 6, 7, and 8 were really hard to get through. So he cleaned up 5 later on and then had a really good run. In the end, P5 was a really good run for him. We showed great speed. We were about to slap on the new rubber and hopefully pick up some speed for qualifying. I just wish we picked up more speed.
Can't find crap in it, so I might have put it in there. Practice 2 in the books, guys. Last and final practice. Awesome job by Alden. We actually pulled his fastest lap by a good 3/10. He finally broke into 114s. They're 114.6. Covered at 114.7. We're slapping on the new rubber, getting everything ready for tech. Pre-tech forms all filled out. On to qualifying. We stayed clean, top 5. That's all we can hope for. That's the goal. Actually, 1st, 3rd, and 5th would be great. Somewhere in that order. To be honest, if I could have anywhere I wanted, 1st, 3rd, and 5th would be perfect. But I would take 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And I'm adding Bryce to this, so we'll see. We got 2 Stewart-powered motors. They're rocket ships. One's on an OTK and one's on TV. They're both flying. Both drivers woke up this morning on the right side of the bed. Qualifying time. Let's see if we can put it on the pole. So on to qualifying. Mikey's right behind Kelvin, which is what we wanted. I'm trying to give them a sign on the wall to slow down, but man, those two don't listen for shit. We were supposed to be a 3-cart pack, but we dropped one and it just didn't work out. Now, Bryce had been running with us throughout the weekend, and Kelvin and Mikey have been running together. So we needed 3 carts to match the speed of the 3 other cars that are running together, as in Braxton, Tyler, and Macon. So the goal was to go out there in a group of 3, but that wasn't the that's not what happened. That's why we were still half a second off the pace. So but no, they did a really good job here. Mikey did a really good job pushing. He got better and better as the weekend went on, learning how to get within the draft and staying right behind somebody, and I'd be able to push him through the whole corner. Really, the big thing was for the group that went on pole was, Macon's a really, really good pusher and just knows how to push the crap out of people. So does an excellent job there. And then Mikey's does a couple slight mistakes. So our really big push was down that back straightaway only. But other than that, it was kind of hard for him to stick close to Kelvin. And then we needed Bryce to be up there to get a really, really good lap in. But super happy with the result for 2 of us. The third one, I'm not too happy about it at all, to be honest. I was really upset. Just because my way of thinking is, if you have a teammate out there, you don't want to lose your teammate. You don't want to drop your teammate. And then, just mistakes like that, what happened to Kelvin, those are just costly mistakes that we might have had pole, but we could have had much better run, to be honest, up front. So it was just an up and down thing. Also, I know some of the blame is on myself. I could have dropped a tooth. But on Friday's practice, during that time frame, the guys were not able to carry it yet. As the weekend got better, went along, their driving got better, and we were able to carry a lower gear. So that definitely helped us pick up some time, because really 1 tooth less was where we really wanted to be. Kelvin's qualifying session, as you saw in front of Mikey, was good. It just wasn't very clean. We left some time on the board, and I expected to pick up a lot more time with the new tires. And then there you go. He just made a mistake, overpowered the front tires. That is his biggest issue, is just yanking that wheel still. So he overpowered the front tires, just missed the corner, hit the curb, and shot him to the right. Just getting the driving down. That's the biggest issue that we were having. Getting a good push and then getting our driving down. So overall, 4th and 5th is nothing to sweat about. Still a really good job by these guys. Competition was tight behind. It was just a little deflating seeing the top 3 pull off a monstrous lap time like that. And it wasn't a fluke, because they backed it up throughout the whole weekend on that lap time. So you want to be as smooth as possible. And it showed. We were stuck in the 1:14.6s. And then Kelvin in the finals was able to drop another half a second once he slowed his hands down. So biggest issue is slowing your hands down. Like I say, in the 206 racing, is all about smooth and being smooth as fast. I can't harp it enough. Teamwork is a big thing too. So even on their quick lap, you saw Mikey made a mistake in the back. Kelvin didn't have the cleanest lap, but he still put off a pretty dang good run, which is stupid happy with the whole progress and work of everything. Definitely something to grow on and improve on for sure. Overall, really good job by the guys. P4, B5. Sucks that Bryce was not able to latch on. He ended up P11, which really hurt us in the heat races coming up. But overall, good job to these guys for sure. All right, guys, qualifying the books. 4th, 5th, and Bryce ended up at 11th. We screwed the pooch. Screwed it good. The top 3 did an amazing job sticking together. Way to go to them. They pulled off a 1:14.1. We just can't tie the lap together. 4th and 5th is good, but we're going for the win. I've done a lot of shit talking too, so I need these guys to back it up. Oh, maybe that's it. I did too much shit talking. Yeah, I'm just upset they dropped your teammate. So I'm not a firm believer of dropping teammates, especially if we have a plan set out. So a little disappointed on that aspect, and knowing it would need to take 3 cars to run that fast. So wow, let me see if these guys can reel it in, to be sure. It's gonna be a good heat race, but it's gonna be tough. But we're gonna give it everything we got for sure. For sure, we're gonna give it everything we got. So on to the heat race. This is from Mikey's point of view. He did a really good job on this heat race. He has Braxton in the front row, Tyler, and then Macon, Kelvin himself. I really like how Braxton brought in the field. People were complaining you're smoked the clutch, blah, blah, blah. But as you can see, everybody got away great on turn 1. Bringing the field that close to turn 1 also cut down the accidents, cut down a lot of the stupid mistakes that people would do going into turn 1 too hot. So, you know, I know they complained about him, but, you know, that's TSRS. And they're going to be happy. Some people are going to bitch and complain about smoking clutches and stuff like that. Just making the engagement so low you don't have to worry about it. Other than that, you know, it was just like one little slight mistake. The top 3 stayed stupid clean, and you know, just little slight mistakes. That's all it is. In this class, it doesn't take much to fall back, and it doesn't take much. Here, Kelvin should have made a move on Tyler a lot earlier, for sure. But he was able to push Tyler back away and leave Mikey in the back. So it's just, you know, being cognizant of these little things here and there. We wanted to break up those top 3, and Kelvin pushed Tyler back into the mix. So I had to talk to him afterwards. We had a plan of, since racing is over, we had a plan, honestly, not to work with the top 3 because we couldn't hang with them at that point in time. Yeah, they were that quick, and you know, Kelvin did not follow the plan, so it kind of hurt us in this race, but we really just pulled away from the rest of the pack, to be honest. So there's no threat behind us. There's no really not enough speed to make any moves in front of us, so we were just stuck in no man's land. More here working on turn 5 for him. Mikey had really amazing power and pull out of corners. That Stewart motor was really working well, and then this is the first time of him running the mini gears, and he knows the difference. And you could tell it coming out of the corners in a tight section. He was actually running a half a tooth less than Kelvin, but was able to get through it well. And then you see there just slight mistakes on turn 3, you know, hurt us in the long run. And he cracked his seat on that point in time, so he was dragging butt. It really hurt him for the rest of the race. He was saying that the seat was going to break sooner or later. I told him when you nail the curb and a straight seat, you can drive a monster truck over it and most likely break the seat. So it was going to happen sooner or later. We had to go re-fiberglass in the morning. Not a big deal. He actually improved his driving. Once he lost Kelvin, he actually improved driving-wise. It looks like you guys, you know, sometimes might want to slow it down. If you are barely losing the pack in front, what happens is you start overdriving the kart. You start gaining on entry and thinking like, oh, I'm getting faster. No, you're really getting slower because you're blowing the corner, going in way too hot and killing exit speed. So once he calmed down and relaxed, you see him, even with a busted seat, he started bringing Kelvin back in. He started chasing him back down. He kept pushing the whole time, trying to catch him. So, you know, once he relaxed and had fun, that's a lot of it right there. Relaxing, having fun, letting the cart flow through the corners. You don't want to bind this cart up. You don't want to bind these chassis up. This is 206. They got some dyno sheets come with 12 horsepower, others come with 9. Overall, there ain't a lot of horsepower there. All right? So be smooth, be quick, slow and steady, enter slow, exit fast, all those things. They work in the end. And one thing that was good about Mikey, he has nice slow hands, so he really wasn't pitching the cart around, binding it up, doing anything crazy. Just nice little turn-ins, little corrections here and there, and the cart worked really, really well. It was just tightening up some little mistakes here and there. Quick laps for sure. Now from Kelvin's point of view, like I said, bringing it down slow, reduced the amount of accidents that happened for sure. Even though there were still some accidents, you'll see here at the beginning, coming down this slow and then just punching off the cone was a really smart decision. No crazy incidents, plenty of space, plenty of respect from the front guys. Super good driving, super clean at the beginning. Right here, then and there, I would have made a move on Tyler, or at least attempted to make a slight little move on the inside, at least show my nose, let him know I was there. And then for throughout the lap, I would make some other moves here and there, try to get around them and slow down the pace, at least break up those front packs. That's what I would do myself.
coming out of these corners, just losing a little bit on exit. That's because of entry for us. We fixed that as the weekend went on. Like right here, I would have not pushed. I would have gone on the inside. So there's multiple opportunities and chances. I would have made the move for sure and brought the race back. And then I don't know if I would have tried to hang with the top two, but if I would have brought my teammate back into it, I would have definitely tried to run them down afterwards, for sure. So overall, though, a good heat race. It was a solid heat race. The only bad thing is, just running with our championship contender right there. Tyler's in front. He is only 4 points behind us, and then we have Ethan, which is 1 point in front of us. So long-term championship-wise, Braxton had run away with it. So we were just trying to wrap up second place this weekend. So points-wise, we were going to jump Ethan, but we were giving up a little bit of ground to Tyler. So overall, it was a good run. We just started losing some of the tail, and then the top three were just starting to pull away again, which is not what we wanted. We were just missing a little hair. Like I said earlier, I thought about dropping a tooth, but we slowed down the good 3/10 until we could clean up our driving on the infield. And then once we cleaned up our driving, we were able to drop some teeth and pick up a lot. So right there, Kelvin turned in way too early and hard, and then Mikey just smashed the crap out of his back bumper to get him back going again. Turned in too early, front grip wasn't there, and then I just missed it. But on the final lap, good running between everybody. It was a really good tight race. I know it doesn't look like it was tight, but for an 8-minute race, there's only like 5 to 6 laps, and for the 3 laps we were there. The other 2 laps we fell behind, but overall, really good video for tomorrow, and some good data to understand what was going on and where we could find a little bit of pace. Definitely, I was going to work on gearing and work on some of the front end. I did try some things out here, and it kind of took away some of the front grip that we had, so I went back trying something else. But overall, I was super happy with these guys. They did an amazing job. I know it's really difficult. This is a very draft-dependent track. Awesome layout, though. It was really fun to watch. I wish I was out there to turn at least a few laps just to get a little seat time in myself. I love racing. I love going out to a track. I love getting seat time. So overall, super happy with how the day went. Top 5 qualifying, top 5 heat race. You couldn't ask for more. Now, the third amigo for this weekend was Bryce. Chuck and I have been talking, and I brought Bryce. I've been trying to work with them, get them out of the habit of running the bros, really weird and crazy. So at the beginning of the race, this is where Bryce was in the mayhem, okay? At the start of the race, you can see up there, Caden just ran out of space. Sally came down on him, and then he had nowhere to go. And then Bryce, you can hear you can't hear it now because I'm talking, but in the video, the reason she got back by around him is Bryce's clutch was slipping, and he just did not know how to relay that information to us about clutch slipping. So if you're in the kart and you hear the motor start revving up, correct, and you're not moving as fast as you think you should be because the motor is revving up and you're in low RPM, it's most likely the engagement problem. I run my clutches with really low engagement. I rather lug the motor around than have the clutch slip. If you keep your RPMs up, it's not an issue anyway. Bottom RPM here was like 3,500, so we were going nowhere near disengaging clutch anyway. You could see the 645 and the 644 getting into it, which gave Bryce an excellent run up to pass the 645 and get right behind the 644. Here is just such a big deal when the 645 gets back around him. He's not able to do it. They were battling it out left and right. It was a really fun race to watch. In the backpack, how they're really doing a good job. They were battling it out, and you see up here in front, they're all battling out, running into one another. I don't know why down the straightaway they're rubbing tires. It's kind of comical at times to watch the racing because, man, they get into it no matter what. It's so funny to watch. It's crazy sometimes when you look at it. You're like, what are they doing? Why are they hitting each other? But that's how they roll. I mean, it's not the quickest way around the track, but Bryce is here making ground on Sally, which is in front of her, and then he's able to get up and catch with the help of Smith, which was right behind him, pushing him. So Bryce was able to run down Sally, and then it was going to be a good battle up here to the final laps for sure. Like I said, the draft was that big. She was by herself, and then Bryce was able to run her down, making a move on the inside, and then they end up going side by side for a while. Battling it out, going over, under, which actually let the 644 get back in the race. I would have given up the position and start pushing and then try to push the individual away from the pack. So that's just me. They battle it out, which brought in the backpack again, which sets up for more players in the run. You know, in a drafting track, sometimes you have to give up the battle to win the war, for sure. So here's 644 gets around Bryce, and then is going to make a move here on Sally here pretty soon. They're battling it out pretty good. Coming up to the last lap, 644 is just going to get a really good run and do a couple of crossover moves. She goes in early and starts blocking, which I would not advise that, being blocking so early in the race. But it kind of worked out to the end. They were battling back and forth, over-under moves, and then she goes to block again. He gets on the inside of her, and then she comes down on him coming into the last corner. So it's just, you know, those are just slight little moves you got to give up, and you got to learn when to give it up at times. I would have not blocked if I would have gotten past. I have this long straightaway to drag race back down. The draft was that big with the headwind, so I would have let go and then drafted back around. But that's racing. You live and learn. P7 for Bryce. Way to go from starting to P11. Good position, good move up. Good race to the weekend for sure.
Well, heat race in the book. I talked way too much shit. I cast a check my ass couldn't handle. 4th and 5th, good run. Bryce went from 11th to 7th. If he can pull off one more 7th, that would put us all like right in the mix for drafting for the finals. Congratulations to Braxton. You owe Macon a beer, even though you're too young to buy it for him. I'm not even sure Macon's old enough to eat drink. How old is Macon?
I think Macon's like, I don't know if he's 21.
I don't even know if Macon's old enough to drink. But yeah, you can buy his dad a beer. But that was a master pusher, to be honest. I've seen people do that in the light class, but seeing someone here at TSRS do it too, that's amazing, because really he pushed Braxton away from the field and they dropped Tyler. So we did some changes, maybe clean up our driving, be there for the finals, and definitely have a good run for sure. Let's get after it. Thanks for watching today, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's send it for tomorrow.